Hello, I'm Dr. Paul, and this is my beautiful wife, Lynn. Today we will be going over some of the frequently asked questions that we get about plasma energy, and hopefully we will be answering them.
Okay, well, I'll take over. We just get lots and lots of questions. And sooner or later, these are going to end up on our website under the FAQs and testimonials. And we already have a lot up there. So that's a good place to look. We've also done some Q&A and testimonials on several videos. This is probably about our 6th or 7th video that we've done. So if you look on our YouTube channel, Plasma Energy Solutions, you'll find some of those along with a lot of other videos that we've already done. So here's an interesting one I just got, and I'm going to start out with gut relief right away. This is a question. The Lyme relief would be that one that might assist with fibromyalgia, or is another one more helpful? My answer, you will have to experiment. First of all, do some research on what people have done with holistic remedies for fibromyalgia. Then look at what you have in your plasma energy station pads. And this is somebody from Canada, so they have the energy pads that we send instead of the vials, and this is what is always sent outside of the country. And she happens to have quite an assortment of the pads, so she's asking about different things. It may be a combination of things that might assist in balancing the body condition of fibromyalgia. Paul, do we ever say we cure anything?
No, we don't cure. We try to balance all the energies of the body so that the body can then heal itself.
Okay, then the next one is I've ordered quite a few packages now that I am, in order to make it work, I can only drink so much water in a day, and I would like to include some of the others in what I am drinking daily, such as the inflammation relief. And that one's called Never Ending Plasma Energy Sacred Plant. Ancient Sacred Plant Inflammation Relief. That's quite a handle. Maybe we ought to shorten it. And my answer is, as I explain over and over on the videos and in the inserts that I send with the plasma energy combination, always, always make a mother source jar first. Once you have done that, you can add smaller patches or a vial to the outside of your main plasma energy station. That way you can incorporate more of the energies. Remember, the body is only going to use the energies it needs at any given time. Another question. If I put my produce in station water, say a cup of water, or maybe one of the other combination waters, and leave it in there, how long would I leave it? Would that negate or reduce the toxic effect on my body when eating some of that food? Again, when we are spraying or soaking food, we're adding the plasmatic fields. Do you want to embellish that, Paul, in any way? You want to add to that?
Yeah. It's just that the plasmatic fields of CO2 has a neutralizing effect on a lot of the toxins that are in agricultural products.
Okay, and this is interesting. You think we rehearse this because this leads right into it. In the question it continues, a lady friend with a lot of experience in radionics checked my organic artisan bread, and there was glyphosate in it. She then sprayed some of my own energy station water on it and measured it again, and it did not show that the energy of the glyphosate was present. So
now, how was she measuring that?
Well, she's experienced in radionics, and she didn't go into a lot of detail with that.
Okay.
So But anyway, this is anecdotal, okay? So what my answer was, well, you've answered your own question with what your friend found out with the radionics before and after spraying your bread. I know many people are trying to do organic, but we really have to think about something here. You've got chemtrails. The chemtrails come down with whatever is in them when it rains. That ends up on the ground. More water that ends up on the ground seeps down in, and that's going to end up in our surface water.
Exactly.
So unless you're able to grow your organics in a very, very controlled, enclosed environment with very special air and very special water, you've kind of got a tough thing on your hands. Because even if you're in a greenhouse situation and you turn the fans on, here comes the air.
The air from the outside, plus you're always subject to the radiation factors of cell towers, 4G, 5G. So the food you think is organic and clean and pure is not.
And you know, that's a good lead-in into something that I had. There was a large 5G summit that was done with many, many different speakers. And Dr. Deborah Davies was one of them. And she talked about a man who, this was years ago before we even got to 4G or 5G, and he took his cell phone and put it on top of a beehive and then called it and had the cell phone in vibrate mode. All the bees left the hive, including the queen. And after he removed it, some of the bees never came back. So part of what might be happening there that they were theorizing was the impact of the pulsing of the cell phone upon the bees. And you did a lot of work with someone with a beehive. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I think what it is the cell phone puts out a torsion field, or it's actually a plasmatic field that rotates counterclockwise and is negative or detrimental to the bees. And that's one reason that shungite helps beehives, because it reverses that rotation. The minerals in there reverse the rotation of the torsion field and negate the deleterious effects of 5G and 4G.
Okay, and there was some testing that was done on 2G and 3G, and at that point they found that it was harmful for the animals that were studied in that test, but later it was announced that that test was not relevant to humans. I'm not quite sure how that works.
Well, that's wrong, because we're made up the same way the animals are.
Exactly. So that seemed, and with the 5G, none of the telecom companies doing 5G that were interviewed in front of Congress had done any testing on 5G. So, no, we haven't done any testing, the end of the answer. So I'd like to show some of the things that we are doing, and just a little bit about the shungite, because behind us in these videos you always see the Russian tower. And Paul, do you want to elaborate on why you have that tower?
Well, that tower, actually it's a pyramid developed by a Russian scientist named Kosarev that creates a torsion field that is favorable to humans and animals and plants. Actually, they did some experiments in Russia with putting their seeds inside of a huge pyramid that they made with the same specifications as this one behind me, same relative dimensions, but it was much bigger, and the yields on their crops were 50 to 100% greater after the seeds had been in this tower for, I think they were in there for a week, which is probably longer than they need to be because of the influence of the torsion fields on there. And the Russians also are using shungite in theirs because the shungite enhances the proper spin of the torsion fields and makes sure they're rotating in the right direction.
Okay, and I just have to show you how smart the animals are. This is our little cat Wren. Well, she's actually not very little. She's kind of big. But she was just sitting right inside the Russian pyramid. Just sitting there for a while. So she must have decided it was time for some beneficial torsion fields.
The animals can oftentimes feel things that we cannot feel. And some people can feel energies from this pyramid. I don't feel them, and I don't think Lynn does. But the animals oftentimes do feel them, and they're attracted to them.
So in speaking about the shungite, Paul has put together several different things. This is a shungite pendant, a plain pendant that you can just wear around your neck. And it has more than shungite in it, if you want to elaborate on that.
Well, it's got silver gans water and a magnet embedded in it. And the combination of the three, the shungite, the silver gans water, and the magnet, create a strong torsion field that changes the torsion fields from cell towers and cell phones and computers and all the electromagnetic energies that are coming at us, changes them from a negative rotation to a positive rotation. And so that's why we wear that little pendant around our neck, is just as a matter of trying to live in a homeostatic environment rather than a detrimental environment.
Okay, and the other thing that we have also, because this is Amazonite, and Amazonite has a synergistic effect when put together with the shungite, the silver gans, and the magnet. And silver gans, some people are using colloidal silver or silver water with their shungite. And would you say what the difference is with using silver gans as opposed to silver water?
Well, the silver gans water is a monoatomic state, and as such it puts out a much stronger plasmatic field. The colloidal silver is still in a molecule form, and you can oftentimes, when you make colloidal silver and you can see the yellow color in it, that indicates that the particles in there are large particles and as such are not monoatomic. Therefore, the plasmatic fields are not as efficient as the monoatomic fields we get from the silver gans water.
Okay, and another thing that we did was we also have rough cut lapis, and that also is very synergistic with the shungite, the silver gans, and the magnets. And then this is a phone magnet, and you can just put it on the back of your phone, and the little white part peels off, and it's sticky back. And so that's for phones, but this we also use all over the house on anything that emits radiation. We've got it on our computer screens, on our CPUs, on our wireless printers.
There's the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, anything on the Wi-Fi. It's on a TV set. We haven't turned that set on for ages. Got kind of tired of what's available on the pathetic TV, right? And then this is one. The larger one is meant to go on your breaker box inside in the house. Now, Paul, I've had some people who've asked, can they put this outside on the breaker box?
You can, yeah, but you want to put it between the meter and the house.
Okay.
If you put it on the outside of the meter, it's going to negate the fields that are going out away from the house. But if you slide it between the meter and the house, then it gives you protection from the smart meter.
Okay. And the other thing is it's subject to removal if
Right.
it's outside.
Right.
So when you have it inside, then you may not encounter that problem. Then we also did New Tech Frequency Relief, which is in a GANs form. You can see the vial inside of the spray bottle. And this is my answer to people who have mixed shungite in with paint and painted inside their house but the exterior walls of the house. Well, we don't want to put Lynn and a paintbrush together. It's not a very good combination. I do way better with a squirt bottle. And you can just gently mist your outside walls on the interior. You can mist around the doors and windows and take it however far you want. But you can also drink this, and so now you're just ingesting some of this also.
Right. And it's not going to hurt you, and it'll give you the same internal protection as the outside of your body.
Okay, well, that's a few of the Q&As. We got lots more to go, so I guess we'll have to do another video today.
Okay.
So thank you very much, and be sure to see our website, plasmaenergysolution.com.
Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you think you've gotten any value from this, give us a big thumbs up and share it with your friends and relatives. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time.